Every player has priorities when they enter a match. They have a goal, the thing they want to take away from this match that is their number one priority. The number one priority will determine how that person plays the match and how successful they are at playing the match. These days, a lot of people prioritize winning, which is, I think, the result of the objective-based score streaks, competitive matchmaking, things like that. Back in the day, like Modern Warfare 2, everyone's top priority was getting kill streaks. Nobody cared who won the match. Other people prioritize leveling up a certain weapon. You know, it makes me want to cry when I have someone on my team prioritizing getting headshots with their snipers, because I know that if their priority is to level up their sniper, they're going to be playing like shit, they're going to be ramboing around just trying to get whatever kills they can. Very little concern for who is winning the match. A lot of YouTubers prioritize getting good YouTube gameplay, which is a super bad road to go down for a lot of reasons. I remember Black Ops 1, a lot of the really big YouTubers like XJaws and Whiteboy had that mentality, and they would basically rage quit every match that they decided wouldn't be a gameplay for YouTube, because they didn't enjoy the game. They just wanted gameplay, and so why play a match that wasn't going to be a gameplay if it wasn't fun? Maybe rage quit isn't the right term, more like a rational quit. But ultimately, they ended up with, like, you know, a .05 win loss, and everybody gave them shit for it. And I've gone down that road before, and it's hopeless. You just quit everything, it's not fun, and people tend to forget that even if you're good at the game, big beast games like that are still rare, so inevitably you're going to have a whole lot of failure, 10 times more failure than success. And I've talked about before how failure tends to make you angry, frustrate you, depress you. These things make you play worse. Then it becomes a very negative cycle. It's hard to break. It takes a toll on your emotional health, and you have very little tangible success in game. A lot of other people prioritize KD, which is extremely counterproductive, and it's sort of silly. You know, I don't understand why people haven't realized that score per minute is the most valuable and meaningful stat yet. Hopefully someday they do. And then they'll prioritize scoring as many points as possible, and that'll be a glorious day for Call of Duty. But then everyone will be, you know, converted to super tryhard mode, and that might get old for some people that are giant pussies and cry about enemies that fight back. The kids who play for KD can be real hit or miss. Sometimes they'll hit those fat-ass streaks, you know, drop a lodestar or a swarm, and that'll go a long way towards winning the game, etc., etc. But the problem is, if KD is their priority, they will be playing defensively, usually to the detriment of the team. You know why? Because their goal is to stay alive. That's what prioritizing KD means. It means you value your life above all else. These are the guys that refuse to jump on the hard point because that's dangerous. Say you have a bomb planted in demolition. This guy's the last man standing near the bomb, right? There's 3 enemies that run into the bomb room. You have the bomb planted. They have 10 seconds to defuse. Now, if your priority is winning, you Rambo in there, right? You sprint in there knowing you are walking the plank, essentially. Very low chance of survival. You are walking to your death. You will not survive this fight. But you take out the bomb diffuser, and suddenly, even though they have 2 more guys in the room that could defuse, they are out of time to defuse, so you win. Now, the guy prioritizing his KD, he doesn't run in there because his life is more valuable than that bomb exploding. And though he won't admit it, his life is more important than the win. And this is ridiculous. You know why? Because you can respawn. Your life isn't that valuable in this game. Now, granted, maybe this guy is close to his swarm, and he calls it in later, and it ends up being a net positive because you win anyways. But what's 10 times more likely is if this guy isn't that close to a streak, dies anyways eventually, and you end up losing, but the guy went, you know, 20-9, so he's happy because he held on to that 2 KD. I can always tell who those kids are. It's the kids with the 2 KDs that still have under a 350 score per minute. Those kids are pussies. If you're a legit 2 KD player, you should be able to push past 400 score per minute. To put that in perspective, 400 score per minute, that's 4 kills a minute. If they have this super high KD, but you can't break, you know, 4 kills a minute, 1 kill every 15 seconds, that means they're camping like a dick, like a super dick. They are the guy who, by the numbers, sits in the window for at least, again, by the numbers, for at least 30 seconds watching one spot. Probably longer than 30 seconds, and they end up getting more kills with the swarm than the gun. You know, the numbers don't lie. And when I see them on the other team, I don't stress it because I know they're going to rage quit. Right? I know that unless they're 5-0 in the first 30 seconds of the match, they're going to rage quit. If they're breaking even, if they're 5-5 2 minutes into the match, they're going to rage quit. because their KD is more valuable than their win-loss. And maybe that's understandable. Again, ultimately, I don't judge people for how they want their stats to look, if they care about stats at all, but to be frank, it's the 1.80, 1.90 KD players with the 400 score per minute. Those are the kids I fucking fear when I see them on the other team. Because I know they are here to win, they will not go down with a fight, and the reason their KD is below 2 is because they have no interest in dropping a swarm every match. Alright? They could probably break that 2.0 if they tried, but they are interested in dropping that W. They are here to compete. Those are the guys I fear. Because I know they will stay the whole match and they will fight tooth and nail to the fucking finish to win that match. And I'm going to have to, put my full effort into it as well. The guys who prioritize their KD are only slightly better than the fucking snipers who prioritize montage moments. And those guys are the worst. Those are the guys that are like, jumping out of windows trying to 360 no-scope people that go like, 2 and 50. Those are the worst. I'm sorry, I know I talk a lot about stats. Way too much. But they fascinate me, I just get interested in, like, what does this person's stats say about his playstyle? But, again, understanding stats is a path towards getting better at the game. Like, it helps you understand enemy players, it helps you understand, your teammates, it helps you understand your playstyle. A warrior that knows their enemy and themselves will win 100% of the time. That is very traditional rule of military tactics. Now, what is the correct list of priorities to have? Should your highest priority be to win? It's definitely a step in the right direction, but there's a better way. In every match I play, my top priority is to hurt my enemies. I want to hurt their combat records. I want to hurt their feelings. I want to hurt their emotional well-being. I want them to rage quit and swear to themselves they will never play the game again, and then feel that much more pathetic when they come crawling back. I want them to break a controller and spend their parents' money on a new one. I want them to stomp in their Xbox, anger born out of an extreme fear of the greatness I drowned them in. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of winning. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of going positive. I will put up a permanent UAV and counter UAV up to help stimulate and grow the frustration that exists within their hearts and everyone's hearts already. The best defense is a good offense. Hurt your enemy and be rewarded for it. Hurt them. You hurt them in-game, you hurt them in their fucking brain. In their heart, you hurt them. Do not prioritize the self. Prioritize the defeat of others. This priority will encompass all else. The score streaks, the victory, the blood of your enemies. These things will come to you freely. Like one of those psycho girlfriends who will only treat you well if you pretend you don't care about her. And ultimately, that's what Call of Duty is, isn't it? A psycho bitch that you cannot live with or without. A cancer that tastes so great. This is Batman, signing out.